I'm here with a new thing. So, you guys have heard about it. You guys may not have seen it yet, but today's the day we get to show you the newest thing from Springfield, the Echelon. So, striker fired gun comes with a 20 round mag and a 17 round mag. However, it does give you the extension, so we now have two 20 round mags. Nice looking gun, polymer frame, steel slide, optic cut, really nice sights. It's got their U cut, front night sight, back rear cut in U shape. So really nice. It's got their, I don't even remember what they call it as far as the texture, but that pyramid deal that they released with their Hellcat. Basically looks like a grown-up Hellcat Pro. Really, really nice serrations on there. Really, really good. Nice, good purchase at the top there. Some of the cool things about this thing is it is a modular setup. So first one that they're releasing, at least that we know of right now, 4.5 inch barrel, basically your Glock 17 full-size M&P type setup. 4.5 inch barrel, 5 inch tall, I think it's like 8 inches long. Really nice setup. Fits in the hand well. Got a slight bevel to the bottom so you can strip the magazines out real well. It does have removable back straps. They're fairly easy to remove. Then it comes with a couple of them, so you get the small, the medium, the large, like everybody gets. It's got a little pneumoflossie on the end of it. The only thing I can think of is there's one pin right here that is for the mag release, which, since we're talking about mag release, it is ambidextrous. So even you backwards people are fine with that right off the rip. But other than that, it is also easy to take down. So we've got the takedown lever, which is very familiar to all of them. I'm going to rotate that down 90 degrees. No trigger press required to take the slide off. Obviously, the recoil spring comes out the bottom, barrel comes out. So the field strip is fairly easy. Going further, it is a chassis system, and they call it like it's a cog. So pull your takedown partway out and then wiggle her back and forth while lifting up on your slide stops. Then that's where it gets a little tricky. So you've got to do some sort of finagling with your slide stop levers and then slide it forward partially, and then it kind of comes out with a whole lot of wiggling and jiggling. There you go. So it comes out. Now, unlike some of the other ones, what you'll notice is there is a little tab on the front that actually engages under some locks in there, and there's a hole. So there's a pin that's in there. Kind of tricky. The other thing I want to point out, because I've messed with this and done this a couple of times back and forth, is this is a lot more finicky than some of your other chassis designs out there. So you'll notice this front pin is a floating pin. It's also got a half cut on the bottom. And then this rear sear pin also can float back and forth. And I've noticed that trying to kind of go back and forth, if those aren't sitting flush and even in there, it is going to hang up. So once we get this thing all cleaned up, and obviously we've done just a little bit of shooting with it, truth be told, and then it's still fairly clean. So once you get that out and cleaned, it's going to go back in. You have the tabs that are going to go in the back, and this again is where it gets kind of tricky. So navigating through, it's got to be in the front, and then it slides back. So it goes in and then comes to the rear. Then for your takedown lever, you're going to rotate it in and out and do some wiggling and jiggling, and once you get it partially in there, again, this is where this thing gets much trickier. Then from there, it tells you that you've got to rotate it straight down. What I've found to be a little bit easier is to rotate it all the way up and then through, and then you get it in. So takedown lever, a little more difficult to navigate than some of the other, like I said, chassis featured options. Once you get that back together, we'll put our slide back together. And go Go right back on top, rotate it down, and then obviously we do our standard function check. Trigger's right in that 4.5 to 6 pound range, and it's actually got a really nice trigger, so you get a little bit of that take up, and then from right there, it's a nice good break, and then on that reset, it's nice and short. So there you go. So from here into there, and then break. So nice little gun. It's gonna run in that $600 mark. I envision with the fact that it's a chassis and it's easy to take that pocket out. We'll see some of the things that'll be easy to swap back and forth. So, again, just some of the basics that I figured out is that chassis, not the easiest to get together. Be careful, make sure everything is flush on the sides, and then putting that takedown lever. We've already torqued up the frame here, just trying to get it in, trying to do the wiggly jiggle back and forth and trying to press it in. So a little bit trickier. I'm sure once this becomes your everyday carry and you're taking it apart, putting it back together multiple times, you'll get the hang of it. I'm sure our gunsmiths will get the hang of it pretty quickly. It does have a double undercut on the bottom, which I just now noticed. Feels good in the hands. It's nice. Let's go shoot it and see how it shoots. One other little thing that we noticed here, box of 50 rounds. There's 11 rounds. This guy will not fit in that one. And it's even less room in that one. So this one I was able to get 20 in, 19 and a half. So maybe it's a break-in thing. We'll see. However, let's take this thing for a ride. What do you say? I will say it's a bit snappy. A lot of pressure on the back side of my thumb. Right where that rides, it's really hammering away right in the crook of my hand. Fairly flat shooting though. I don't know if you can see, but there's definitely a hot spot right on the top side of my thumb. I mean, I carry a fairly high grip, but I will say that this back corner is very sharp. Not in an angled way, but it kind of protrudes a little bit. So maybe with the thumb, I'm not sure. You're gonna have to try it out for yourself, see what you think. I know that's been one of the few complaints from people here that have shot at staff and whatnot, is this back corner kind of takes a beating. Otherwise, the trigger's phenomenal, the sights are great. The rest of the gun are really, really solid, so maybe some additional beaver tail stuff might be in the works. Jack, what do you think?
Hey guys, Jack here, getting on this new Springfield. So far I'm liking the gun. Couple features just kind of getting used to. One thing I do like about it, being ambidextrous myself, it's much more natural as an ambi gun. Your magazine releases and slide releases are all factory ambidextrous, similar to the FNs. So it's not like the Glocks or the SIGs where you got to start swapping parts around. It's just ready to go out of the box. Similar thing what Chris is saying, that back corner, I'm kind of learning that myself, but let's get some rounds on it. Let's see what we think. So, my grip, riding the slide release, that's just gonna happen to me. Definitely get out, shoot this gun, see what you think. It's got a good impulse. It's nice and fast, not overly snappy, but it is rocking back and forth. Gun does feel good. So get out there, try it on it, get some rounds through it, and see what you think. Chris?
So guys, This thing's cool. I like it. It's definitely a bit different than other ones. It is very much I would say a Hellcat, but full size. A lot of it reminds me of shooting a Hellcat. So for any of you that shot a Hellcat, come try this one out. If you own a Hellcat, you definitely need to try this out. I think you'll really, really like it if you're a Hellcat fan. That being said, I have a feeling that the XD is probably not going to stick around too much longer, because I think personally that this is a much better gun than the XD. Not the XD's not great, but I am saying Springfield, I don't know how to hold this. I think we need a grip zone on it. But come out, try it out, guys. See what you think. We'll have these things free on the rental wall. Coming up on for those of you that are watching this like right when it releases, coming up this Saturday on the 15th, we've got free shooting of these things. So come out. We've got Springfield sent us some ammo for you guys to shoot. They got some hats, some swag, some giveaway stuff. So come out and shoot this weekend and try this Echelon out. I think a big portion of people are going to be real happy with that thing. I don't know that the Glock guys are going to like it though, because they like nothing but a Glock, because perfection and all. Come try the Springfield out though. I think people will be real happy with this thing. Come check us out, 14803 Manchester Road in beautiful downtown Baldwin. We've got lanes, we've got guns, we've got fun. Come check us out. All right, I'm not sure how the sound was in there, so we're going to wrap up out here. Back downstairs at the range, down at the rental range, obviously we've got all kinds of stuff. That's where this thing's going to be here very soon. Totally forgot to point out, one of the biggest things on this is their optic mounting platform. So what they've done is, instead of plates, you have bosses. So the plate comes off, the cover plate comes off, and then these bosses go down in so that you can mount basically any optic other than the RMR CC right on top. So all of your Shield RMS footprints, so your Holosun 507Ks, the loopholes, the full-size RMRs, 507s, SROs, even that new XL from the Comp, 507 Comp, right on there.
Yeah.
So anything will fit onto there, plus all the hex line of the Dragonflies and whatever the big one was called, or the little one, whichever one. But that'll also fit right on there. Again, it's a good shooting gun.
It is a good shooter. Out there on the range, getting my first couple rounds through it, one thing, it does point pretty natural. And I like that. Whether you're a 1911 guy or not, I don't know, but that angle is kind of uniform for a lot of people, right? And so the point ability of the gun comes right up, goes right where you want it. Springfield U-notch sights, it's hard to get them on, it's hard to argue with them. They get on fair fast. It's got a really good feel. You talked about the grip yet?
Somewhat.
Gotcha. So for those out there, it does have back straps. So for weird hands like mine, or even normal hands, you can get that grip changed. And what I like about it is how fast they come out. Tool included, so you've always got what you need whenever you got your gun. Grip slides right out. New ones in there, just line it on up. Goes right back into place. So you don't have to knock out pins or anything like that. Overall, for what this gun is, I'm actually really impressed by it. I think Springfield is definitely coming along in their last couple models, Hellcat, Prodigies, things of that nature. And it's good to see a new Striker Fire edition to the market, especially with all the features that we want.
Yeah,
from American companies.
Even the small stuff that I noticed about this, like this backside being very, very sharp and really digging into my thumb. We did shoot it left-handed, had the same problem on the left-hand side, so it's just the nature of how I grip the gun, where it's a pain point. But with it being so easy to swap that grip out, I can only imagine that just like the Sig 320s and the 365s, there'll be lots of other companies that will be able to build bottom ends for that thing, and so if somebody's going to adjust that, I'd probably just end up filing away at it, because I like to mess with stuff anyway. And worst case scenario, it's fairly inexpensive to replace it. So again, great job, Springfield. I think there's still room for improvement, but isn't that the way everything is? the exception of, you know, the Perfection Company. That amazing how that's probably the most popular
and most modified gun
for
on the
modified
market.
parts.
Yes.
So again, come in and check this thing out, guys. It's an awesome setup. I think you guys are gonna really like it. So come check us out. Check this gun out. We'll see you guys on the next one.